said, don't call me. No baseball signals. So he's, well, how do you know, Pat?
I think it's probably when I replaced the last non-working batch of lights on the truck.
Ah, Pat knows that he's ready for Christmas when he's replaced the last of those bulbs on the string of lights that doesn't work. Bless you, my brother.
And they're not fixed yet, so just...
And they're not fixed yet.
Some more strands.
And they're not fixed yet because some of those strands, for you guys that haven't figured this out yet, on some of those strands, the whole thing won't work unless they all work. So, heads up to you guys who are still working on that. Okay, so, let's see. In the Jones family, how do we know when we're ready for Christmas?
This Jones?
Yeah, we're going to go with this Jones as opposed to the other Jones.
Well, I always wait until the 24th to go out and get some stocking stuffers because I like to observe all the behavior in the stores by other people. Wait until the last minute.
Ah, very good. So what he does is he goes out on the 24th, brave soul that he is, goes out on the 24th so he can people watch and then make all of his final arrangements. Very good, very good. And the towns, how do they know when they're ready for Christmas? And they're looking over to see if there are other towns going to
Where do the tunnels live?
It's all right. When we watch the George C. Scott version of The Night Before Christmas.
Ah, you're ready when you watch the George C. Scott version of The Night Before Christmas. Very good. And now in the Russell house, are you all on the Don't Call on Me list?
Oh, it's Christmas show. It's not the night before.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Russell's. Hold on one second. A
Of Christmas.
Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol. Wrong movie. Christmas Carol. When they watch that, they're ready. Very good. All right. So at the Russells, how do you all know when you're ready for Christmas?
When you can say that Christmas is coming with a smile instead of being worried about everything else.
That's very important. When you can say that Christmas is coming with a smile instead of, I'm guessing, the hustle, the bustle, the anxiety, the frustration, it's not all done yet. Pretty good. See, what you all have touched on are some of the things that I think in this letter to 1 Thessalonians, what the writer has touched on in getting people ready, but really getting us ready not just in terms of the items, but ready in a spiritual sense. Because these 11 items make pretty good sense, starting with respect. Respect. Now it speaks of, brothers, respect those who work hard among you. So number one is respect, and we'll keep the scripture up so you'll be following me. You see, respect is going to be challenging, especially when you are in the midst of a hustle and bustle. Respect is going to be challenging when you have pulled into the ball and somebody else took your space. Respect is actually going to be quite challenging when you have stepped up to the counter and someone steps in front of you, or you've stepped up to the counter and someone stays in front of you. Now you want to remember that you are there on a spiritual matter. Isn't that interesting? You stepped up to the counter, but you're on a spiritual matter. You're not on an everyday holiday matter. You're there because Christ is coming. You're there because Christ is about to be born, and you want to be ready, and you want to signify the coming of the Christ. See, it's interesting because this writer in 1 Thessalonians and these words are written, and it probably is put in the Advent lectionary calendar, because the understanding of those who first heard it was, we must get ready. Christ will come again. We must be ready. And so when you're getting ready and you're doing these things to signify that you want to honor the birth of Christ, this is a spiritual matter. We already remember Christmas is a spiritual matter. Respect. And so the Christmas season also includes times of being challenging to respect. Peace. Of course, love, joy, hope, and peace. Peace is a part of the Christmas matter. It is indeed a spiritual matter. And so if you want to be properly ready for Christmas, it is a matter, as Thessalonians says, of brothers and sisters respecting those who work hard among you, and even those who may have power over you. It is a matter of peace. Live in peace one with another. And so we remember that part of God's hope and God's dream and a part of God changing strategies for us was to help us to strive for and see peace as a part of this holy event. The next one has a kind of three-part. It has admonish, encourage, and help. Or the words on our scripture, warn those who are idle, encourage the timid, help the weak. The way that Bishop Pendle used to say this was build and affirm. You see, Bishop Pendle used to recognize that we aren't all equally gifted. We aren't all equally equipped. And so what happens sometimes is we get frustrated with one another. We get frustrated with those who seem to be, let's use the word, lazy. Lazy. We get frustrated because we're working hard and we think others are lazy. We get frustrated because we see some folks who are holding back. We get frustrated because some are weak. And the way Bishop Pendle used to say it was build and affirm those folks. The way 1 Thessalonians says it is encourage, warn, help. Those seem like pretty good Christmas tasks to me. To encourage one another. To warn those who may be in trouble. To be patient with all of the above. Those seem like appropriate things for a Christmas to-do list. Rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Make sure that you pay no wrong for wrong. Now the interesting thing on this, after rejoicing and no wrong for wrong, is it's mentioned twice. This do no evil for evil. That's interesting to put on your Christmas list, isn't it? During Christmas, don't do evil. During Christmas, do no harm. How will you know you're ready for Christmas? When you've been able to move through this spiritual season and you have not repaid evil for evil, or you've not allowed evil to be a part of this holy season. It's starting to make sense to me why I put this on my Christmas list and getting ready. It's starting to make sense to me when I hear the words and read that we should not only do no evil for evil, but be joyful always. Be joyful. Now, I know, yes, I'm just going to be honest here. Yes, there are some times when I go about in the Christmas season my way, here and there and other places, and there's some people who are so filled with Christmas joy that I wonder if they've taken it from everybody else. I'm not trying to hate on them. I'm just saying that there's some people who are so joyful that you think they've probably sucked it out of somebody else. And that kind of over-bubbling joy just, I don't think it's a little comfortable. And so I have to remember, it's probably not a bad idea to get over myself. To get over myself. And remember this spiritual season and this spiritual matter. And join them in a little joy. And if I'm having a hard time with that, the next thing on the Christmas to-do list to get ready makes pretty good sense too. Start in verse 17. Pray continually.